And welcome back, where we're going through our journey through the chakras, and we're up to day 3 now. So, on day 1, we covered the root chakra, and this is the energy center right at the base of your spine. And the root chakra is the energy center that is for our security, how we are feeling the way of our safety. So right now, the root chakra could be under a lot of stress. It could be feeling very, very disempowered. So by moving energy up through the central channel where we find these main 7 chakras, we can actually start to increase the frequency of the root chakra that takes care of our feeling of security, our feeling of safety. And if those things are under stress at the moment, then it's always a good thing to work on the breath, to close the eyes, to find just a little bit of quiet time, to start taking the breath up through that central channel and really focusing on shifting that energy up through the base of your spine, which is where you find the root chakra. And the root chakra has a sound frequency of Lam. So when you have a spare 10 minutes on your own, you can actually focus on this base chakra and chant the sound Lam. Lam, and this sound frequency starts to bring a little bit more coherence, a little bit more harmony to this base chakra. And then as we travel up into the lower abdominal region, this is where we find our sacral chakra. And our sacral chakra is the center right in that lower abdominal area that's all about our sexuality and our emotions. And to me, this is the center that we need to work on the most throughout our entire lives. And the sacral chakra is all to do with how we're feeling in each and every moment. And this is what governs our life. This is what governs every single decision we make, is all based on what are we feeling down here in our lower gut. It governs every single choice that you make. So if we really focus in on the sacral chakra, we can start to focus on how we're feeling and what are those feelings actually producing in our mind, because our thoughts tend to reflect however we're feeling. So if we're feeling very anxious or very worried about the situation, then those thoughts will start to reflect the feeling in the body. But by becoming aware, by becoming very, very present of what you're feeling in the sacral chakra, you actually start to break the cycle of habitual self-destructive thoughts. So if you're feeling anxious, frustrated, worried, scared, fearful for the future, and you've had your comfort zone, like so many of us, taken away, then we need to focus on the sacral chakra and really start to lift that energy up through the central channel with the breath in meditation, just in a little bit of quiet time. And as you move that energy through, focus on any sensations, feelings in the lower belly, and we start to move those emotions up through the body and up through that central channel, up out of the top of the head. And this is the flow of the electromagnetic field that emanates from around your body. Okay, so there is a sound frequency in the sacral chakra, and that is the sound Vam, Vam. And so if you're focusing on how you're feeling, it's a really good thing to breathe through this center and chant the sound Vam, Vam. And you can do it out loud or in your mind, over and over, and start to feel a shift in that lower belly, a shift in those emotions, that you have in your lower belly, and you start to move those emotions with the breath, with the flow of prana, with the flow of chi, all the way up through this central channel, all the way to the top of your head. And then you start to disperse it out into the field around you and start to change those emotions. So just by being aware of them, just by being focused on that center, you can really, really, really start to shift the emotions. And in doing so, you start to think better thoughts, or you start to think greater than how you're feeling, because you're aware, because you're present, because you're focused on those feelings, on those thoughts. And then we come up to the center that we're going to be focusing on now in this meditation. And this is the center that sits above your navel, just below your diaphragm. And this is our solar plexus chakra. And this is the center where we find our strength, our resilience, our ability to get back up when we get knocked down. This is where we find our willpower, our courage to keep on going in the face of things happening in your outside world that you are so incapable of doing anything about. And it's the ability to find the strength within, to focus on what we can change, what we can do in the here and now, rather than focus on the stuff that we just don't have any power over right now. So this is the solar plexus, and the sound of the solar plexus, the sound frequency is Ram. And this sound frequency gives out the color yellow. It's a vibrant yellow that spans all the way through the upper abdominals. And so the solar plexus is very, very important to focus on, to get back your resilience, to start getting back a little bit of will to move on, to focus on things that we can change rather than focusing on the things that we can't. Okay, so I thought we'd start off with a little bit of breath work. So before you close your eyes, let's start with an inhale. And as you inhale, start to arch your spine. So you're opening up the chest, opening up your shoulders on the inhale, and then you round your back as you exhale. So inhale as you come forward and arch the spine, and exhale as you deliberately round that spine and contract the muscles of the lower abdominals. And inhale as you pull it all forward, exhale as you come back. Inhale as you open and lift through the chest, and then exhale as you round. And we'll just do a few more of these. Make them as long and as deep as you possibly can. So on the inhale, you really do lift up the chest, the heart, open up this whole entire area. And then as we round, we contract the abdominal muscles. So we're actually starting to activate all of those lower three chakras, all the way from your root chakra, all the way to your solar plexus. So this is a great movement, a great breath to really focus and start to wake up those lower chakras. So just do a couple more of these. Really big inhales, really big exhales as you round. And then let's start circling around to your left side, all the way around in a nice big circle. And as you circle round, you really are activating all of those transverse abdominal muscles that again activate especially the sacral chakra and the solar plexus that's sitting just below your diaphragm. So this is really getting everything working. And as you round forward, inhale, and as you take it back, it's a big exhale. So inhale forward, And exhale back. And really focus on those lower energy centers. They're starting to wake up now. And the energy, that flow of prana, that flow of chi is starting to accelerate up through that central channel. And let's take it around the other way. So moving to your right. And as you move back, you exhale. And as you move forward, you do really big inhale. And so expanding the chest as we come forward and contracting and rounding the spine as we come all the way back. And we'll just do a few more of these, make them as big a circle as you possibly can, and really, really use all of the muscles of your entire torso to really activate those lower 3 chakras. So we have the root chakra at the base of the spine, the sacral chakra in your lower belly, and the solar plexus, which is just sitting below your diaphragm. And let's come back to the center. And now we're going to do a breath that specifically focuses on this area. It's a diaphragmatic breath. It's called many names: breath of fire, or the ego eradicator. It's the Kapalabhati breath. And this is quite a powerful breath because you're forcing the breath out of the nose, and you don't focus at all on the in-breath. The in-breath completely takes care of itself. So it's a really forceful exhale out of the nose in a nice, sharp, short burst of energy. And when we do this, you can actually place your hands just underneath your rib cage, or just at the base of your rib cage, and you'll feel, if you make a sharp exhale out of your nose, then you feel all of this contracting in. And what's happening is the muscles between your rib cage, the internal intercostal muscles, are contracting, and your diaphragm is shifting up into this, into your chest cavity. So on a nice big exhale, we force the air out of the nose. And when you do that, what's actually happening is that you're getting a really nice pumping action, and you're activating your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system, but you're also in the area of where we activate the sympathetic nervous system to really get the energy flowing as well. So we're having both of these nervous systems work it out together here, and the sympathetic nervous system is what drives our adrenal glands, which drives our levels of adrenaline, our fight or flight, and our cortisol, which deals with all of our stress. So we're activating this center. Let's do this breath together now. So if you put your hands over your upper belly, and when you're ready, take a big deep breath in, breathing out through the nose. And if you can keep going, do a few more of these. And if you'd like, close your eyes so you can really focus on this area of the solar plexus. And you can make them as slow or as fast as you like, whichever way makes you feel a lot more comfortable. But as you breathe it out, really focus on forcing the air out of the nose. We'll do a few more together. Do a few more. Let's do this for maybe another 15, 20 seconds if you can. And you can relax your arms down on your thighs as you do this. And as this pumping action takes place, really focusing on this area of the solar plexus. And this is what's activating our will, our drive, our resilience. So as you do this breath, you're really increasing the amount of willpower that you have inside of you to get back on course and to start changing the things that you can change, start learning new things, start expanding into this unknown area that we find ourselves in. Just 2 or 3 more. Okay, and when you're ready, just relax. And you can just stay with your eyes closed or close your eyes if you haven't done so. And really start focusing on any sensations that you're feeling in this lower belly area. And if you really put a little bit of effort into our breath of fire, then you'll really start to feel the energy starting to move through this central channel. And just simply breathing at your own pace and focusing on any sensations that you're feeling in the lower belly area. And you can place your palms over your lower torso, one palm over your lower belly, one palm over your upper belly, and just quiet breathing, focusing on how you're feeling, any emotions that may come up. No judgment, no opinion, just observation, pure observation of any feelings, discomfort, and just allow it to be there. Allow, simply allow, no analysis. And placing your hands down and comfortable on your thighs, or one palm in the back of the other hand. And keeping your eyes closed, we're going to focus on the base of our spine, on the place of our root chakra. And this is where our energy comes into the body. And we're going to start activating the base of our root chakra by lifting up the pelvic floor, by contracting that perineum muscle and really start to build heat in this root chakra, in this lower pelvic region. So lifting up the pelvic floor, squeezing it in, and relaxing it down, feeling that energy coming up through the root chakra. And on an inhale, start to take the breath in like you're bringing it in through the base of your spine. And feel that breath filling the belly, filling the entire torso. Take that breath all the way to the top of your head. And exhaling it out consciously with control. And again, taking the air in all the way through, like you're taking it in through the base of your spine, all the way through your lower torso, through your chest cavity, the whole rib cage expands. Take that breath up to the top of your head and exhaling it all out with control. And now once again, placing the focus on the space right at the base of your spine where the energy comes in. And our sound frequency for this energy center is Lam. Om Lam Namaha. This is our mantra to activate the root chakra, Om Lam Namaha. And you can repeat it with me or in your mind. Om Lam Namaha. Om Lam Namaha. Om Lam Namaha. And as you repeat this mantra of the root chakra, the energy is flowing up through this central channel, up through the root chakra. It's coming up through the lower abdominals, the upper abdominals. That energy is coming up through that central channel, through the heart, all the way through the throat, behind the eyes, to the top of the head. And that energy is expanding out around you 360 degrees in a giant sphere of energy. Om Lam Namaha. Om Lam Namaha. Om Lam Namaha. And now taking our energy, our focus into the sacral chakra, into the lower belly. And we can activate that sacral chakra by pulling in the lower abdominals, squeezing them tight, placing our hands over the lower abdominals to really feel the energy in that lower abdominal area, the sacral chakra. And this is the center where we have our sexuality, our feelings, our emotions, and just whatever feeling, whatever is coming up, just allow it to be there. You're here as the observer, no judgment, no opinion, purely observing. Tightly squeezing those lower abdominals and now releasing. And on an inhale, let's build up that energy all the way from the root chakra, through the sacral chakra to the solar plexus, taking that breath, that energy all the way up through the central channel, all the way to the top of your head. And releasing it out, big exhale. Really focusing on exhaling all of that air out, squeezing out the last drop of the air, and inhaling again through the root chakra, through the sacral chakra, through the solar plexus, all the way through your chest cavity, all the way to the top of your head. You're moving energy through the central channel. It's leaving at the top of your head and creating this sphere of energy around you. And let's take that breath in one more time, all the way from the base chakra. We're lifting energy as we inhale the air in, taking that energy in through the sacral chakra, all the way up through your upper abdominals. Allow your rib cage to expand. Take that air all the way to the top of the head. You're moving energy, hold it there. And exhaling it all out and relax. And now from the base of your spine, lifting up once again the pelvic floor muscles, lifting and squeezing the lower abdominals. And now we're moving into the upper abdominals, squeezing the upper abdominals. So we've locked down all of those lower three chakras. We're building energy into this lower torso area. So your pelvic floor is squeezing tight, contracting and lifting. Your lower abdominals are contracting and squeezing. Your upper abdominals are contracting and squeezing. You're holding this, tightly squeezing, activating those lower three chakras. Just for a moment more, and relaxing it all out. Let's start taking an inhale all the way through the base of our spine. And you can contract the pelvic floor as you lift that breath, contracting the lower abdominals, the upper abdominals. Keep that breath going all the way to the top of your head, squeezing those lower three chakras. And allowing that breath to leave you, consciously breathing that last drop of air out. And again, taking that air in from the base of your spine, squeezing the perineum, the pelvic floor, the lower abdominals, the upper abdominals. Take that breath all the way through the central channel, keeping those lower chakras squeezed tightly, building energy there. Take the breath up to the top of your head, hold, and allowing that breath to leave. Let's do that one more time. Bringing the energy in from the base of the spine. Let's squeeze our pelvic floor and let's take that inhale up from the base of your spine, up through the lower abdominals, through the upper abdominals, squeezing all of those chakras tightly, taking the energy up through the central channel, all the way to the top of your head and holding it there. Squeezing, locking down those lower three energy centers, your pelvic floor, your lower abdominals, your upper abdominals, and exhaling it out and relaxing. Keeping your focus in the lower three energy centers. And relaxing your breath. Long, slow, deep inhales and exhales at your own pace. Noticing any sensations you may feel in this lower abdominal area. Any feelings, any emotions that are arising. And up into the area of the solar plexus, our center of willpower, of courage, having the will to get back up when we're knocked down. That energy center where we find our resilience, our courage, our ability to change, to face the unknown, to journey into a place and time where we are in the unknown, where we can't have a foreseeable future right now, in this here and now. And as we feel this energy traveling up through this central channel, expanding and growing, and as we're focusing on these energy centers, feel their frequency getting lighter and brighter and higher. And this is the frequency that brings them into coherence, that gives them the power, the strength to build that electromagnetic field around your body. And let's take a deep breath in together, all the way from the base of the spine, building that breath up through those lower chakras, all the way into your chest cavity. Take that inhale all the way to the top of your head, hold it there for just a moment. And taking that breath out. And as we close this meditation, just one more time, placing all of your focus into the area of your lower torso. Feeling that energy all the way from the root chakra, through the sacral chakra, into the solar plexus, building in resilience and strength, lifting, moving blocked emotions. And taking our palms together in front of your heart, you can place the back of your thumbs into that space between your chest, onto your sternum, and on the back of your thumbs you may be able to feel your beating heart, just tuning into your heart for just a moment before we end this meditation. And this is our center of love, of appreciation, of gratitude. And as you feel your beating heart, feel the gratitude for all that you have right here, right now, in this beautiful present moment. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And moving back into our day, I hope you journeyed with me up through this central energy channel that really does expand this energy field around you. So I hope you join me tomorrow. We're going to be working on the heart chakra. Our center of love, of compassion, of empathy, all of the things that we're greatly in need of right now. So thank you for joining me, or if you join me on the replay later, thank you so much. Namaste.